And so during that first year, we literally got rid of every amendment to the Constitution except the Second Amendment. It's the only one that's left. And, you know, what I tell people is, you know, we have to love our freedom more than we fear a germ. We have to. And, you know, and I would even, you know, remind people that even if this was the deadly disease that they say it is, there's worse things than death. And there was a whole generation, and that may sound cold, and people get mad at me for saying it, but we're lucky that there was a whole generation of Americans in 1776 who said it would be better to die than to not have these rights written down. And they gave us that. They gave us that gift of that Bill of Rights. And in 1 year, at the bidding of a doctor, because he's telling us, you know, you need to do this to save them, and orchestrated fear and, you know, all of the weird stuff they did with the numbers, which is not what public health is supposed to be doing. In 1 year, all of those rights have been taken away from us. And, you know, we Democrats and Republicans need to stop fighting each other, and we need to start fighting the bad guys, the people who are taking away everything we value, everything. There's no such thing as Republican children, Democratic children. You know, and our kids deserve to have the same Bill of Rights that our parents gave us. And people need, whatever their fears are, they need to put those aside and, you know, and demand that we get those things back.
I think it's a really moving summation. It's not just, and we could go on forever, but just sum it up for us. This is not just a domestic phenomenon, the old system being swept away because of COVID. I mean, this is, you describe it in the book as the end of liberal democracy globally.
Right, and that, I think I do a job in that book that nobody's ever done before. And I think it will become clear to people when they read the last chapter of this book how this happened, how all of these liberal democracies across the globe pivoted simultaneously to obliterate constitutional, to have, as I said, a coup d'etat against democracy globally, and to impose totalitarian controls like nobody's ever experienced. You know, people would sit around and say, how do they all know what to do at the exact same time? And I show that in this book exactly. They have been planning it for 20 years, and this is going to sound like paranoid and a conspiracy theory, but you know, because you've read it, that I document exactly what happened, names, dates, and, you know, the involvement, the really deep involvement of the intelligence agencies, of people from the bioweapons divisions of our militaries across the globe, you know, who are more aligned with China, the bioweapons developers in China and the United States were more aligned and loyal to each other than they were to the nations that they're supposed to be defending. It's a very odd phenomenon, but I show how it happened meticulously. And I would urge people, just, if you read nothing else, read the last chapter of that book. It's called Germ Games, and you will understand how your government turned against you.